Okay, I think we're up. Yep, we are finally up. It's all on the green. I can see the live stream. I think the sound should be good. There's a sound check. 1, 2, 3. All seems to be good. Apologize for the delay, guys. Had to finish a couple of things. That took me a little bit longer than I was expecting. But yeah, anyways, welcome everybody to the first live stream of 2026, and we are starting it with a proper airplane. I mean, not that the others are not proper airplanes, but we are starting with the famous, scary, flight engineer equipped Felis 747-200. Man, I am both excited and scared at the same time. I mean, yes, it is not as complex as I initially thought, but at the same time it definitely makes you think a little bit. Now, it looks like we do have plenty of traffic here on VATSIM. I don't know if there's an event or not, but I just saw an A350 land. I saw that 777 from Latam there. There's that A340. And we of course got Emil with us today as well on the 747-200. He's just back here. I had to take a little bit of extra time because the model of the 747 that's loading up, it's the 400. So we were clipping wings there on the stand. It didn't really look very cool. Anyway, we're gonna get there, we're gonna start. It's gonna be one flight. We're gonna come from Johannesburg, where we are right now. We are on a custom scenery. Now that I'm thinking, I think I forgot to add the link for the scenery, but it is a really cool scenery. Freeware, you can download it from the org, and it looks really cool, actually really cool. The only thing I had to do was to add flatten to it. And we're gonna use a scenery for Cape Town, which is gonna be our destination today. So, that'll be all great. It looks like we're gonna expect some interesting weather on the departure here. Perhaps some thunderstorms en route, we'll see. It's good that our plane actually has a weather radar. And we're gonna be flying this without GPS, so we're gonna do all the way conventional navigation. Alright, so I'm already anticipating the wrong clearance delivery. But it's gonna be cool. Anyway, we gotta go into sim brief, and we gotta go and check up a couple of things. I've already prepared all the route, but we're gonna need to submit the flight plan. We're gonna need to analyze a lot of stuff there, and I think that'll be a good one. Guys, I hope you're feeling good. Tobias Flight, hello, welcome to live stream, mate. Hope you are doing good. And let me show you here my screen. So here's our route. So far I am expecting, speaking of charts, I didn't open the Navigraph charts. I'm expecting to go via Ragu, which is a waypoint, but it is on a conventional departure. And from there I would go directly to VOR. This one, Kimberley VOR, then to Victoria West VOR, finally to Sutherland, and then we're gonna go to this waypoint which is called Erdas, and then all the way to the Cape Town airport on itself. So it's gonna be pretty cool. I can immediately see that we do have a significant weather here, thunderstorms, embedded thunderstorms, tops flight level 400, so there's no way we're going to go over them. Tops flight level 420, this is going to be quite interesting here, and we've got some turbulence here as well, severe turbulence from flight level 300 to 390, and then this one is, I'm trying to open it up. It's turbulence as well, from surface to flight level 050, so overall, looks like it's going to be an interesting flight. Anyway, let's jump here into our sim brief. Now, I'm going to do a recalculate your departure time because we will be departing probably close to 12:30. I'm going to put that time in. I'm going to hit apply. Airplane is all correct. I need to change my call sign. We're going to be Springbok 333, so that's gonna be it. Correct airplane, correct airports, the route is fine, just as we submitted it. Now, one thing I will want to add is a little bit of extra fuel, because we do have some weather there, and I'm not very familiar with this airplane, so I'm going to add 3 tons of fuel, because this airplane is quite thirsty in terms of fuel. So 3 tons of fuel, I mean, it's a short flight, we'll not get any significant penalty out of it. Alright, let's generate this. I'm going to submit the flight plan. It is very, very important that when you submit this kind of flight plans with old conventional navigation airplanes, that you properly checked the equipment, because the equipment letters, these ones here, for instance, we don't have the Golf. Golf stands for GPS, and the R stands for RNAV. We are not RNAV equipped today, so I'm not going to be flying RNAV, so I'm going to remove that. So it's just going to be standard stuff. So standard, that's DME, that's ADF. I don't remember the H. India, I believe that's ILS. The whiskey, I can't remember. X-ray, and this is the radio, 8.33. So that sounds good anyway. We are heavy, flight level 380, airspeed is good. This is our route, that's all correct. And PPN, I'm gonna just delete this. I don't have there anything. SAA, and on the remarks, non-GPS and non-RNAV. Capable. That sounds good to me. I'm gonna file the flight plan. Flight plan is filed. And speaking of that, I think it's a good idea to open VATSIM radars, just so we have an idea of what is going on there. So, we're on Iceland there. Oh, Europe is booming. Interesting. So let's see. Oh, and South Africa is as well. Very cool. Look at this. We've got ground approach and tower, ground, and a... Oh, no, that's the 80s, sorry. So only ground. Still cool. Still pretty cool. Okay, so I'm going to leave that in. Sim brief, let's view the PDF, let's analyze some of the stuff here. So Mach 82 is going to be our cruising speed. Total fuel is 37.5. That sounds good to me. Final reserve and alternate, this is important, this is going to be our diversion fuel. There it goes again with the black. I want the red one. Diversion fuel for us, please. And this is our route looks fine. Alternate, very funny because the alternate was planned according to some RNAV route, so this will have to be checked. This is all fine, so that's the correct fuel. Our payload is going to be 34.1, and zero fuel weight estimated to 11.4, fuel 37.5, takeoff weight and landing weight. So our takeoff weight is already below our maximum landing weight, so that's fantastic. All the route, temps, flight plan, just checking the weather here, some SIGMETs, we've already checked it. And let's see, latest METAR, fuel 1500, scatter 1700, all looking good. We do have a probability of 40% during the time of our departure, visibility dropping to 5 kilometers, thunderstorms and rain, and few adds 3000 cumulonimbus. As well, during the same time, the wind can be 15 knots, gusting to 25, and broken 1500. And then it will be becoming variable 3 knots, so from here it's really not that useful to us. Cape Town, right now it's showing few clouds, 3500, temperature 281009, no significant change. However, it seems that from 12 UTC, which is about now almost, it's going to change to 16022, ceiling of visibility. Okay, so it is going to be pretty windy, and it can even get a tempo here gusting to 35, so we're up for a very windy approach today into Cape Town. That sounds all fine. I'll check the NOTAMs on another page. I just want to see the charts here, so this is all looking good. Here's the significant weather stuff, but actually, you know what, I prefer to just look it through here. It is a little bit better, so let's just do that and that. Let's check. So what is this? Area restriction, I believe. This is not applicable to us. between parking stand Delta 43 and 45 is closed. Taxi line Delta, I believe. Okay, that's enough lights. That's all good. That's all good. That's all fine. That is all fine. All aircraft on start for SID runway 0321 must cancel the chart 13 bound aircraft. Okay, LS Zulu 03 left 8 to 10 January 2013 suspended. Okay. SIDs, a couple of SID. Oh! SID departure, runway 03 left, 03 right, Ragul, 3 Alpha dated. Ragul, I think we were supposed to be departing via Ragul. Let me check. Let me check. I mean, I'm pretty sure we were supposed to fly from Ragul, but not the 3 Alpha. Or maybe the 3 Alpha. 3 Alpha suspended. Oh, but this is from 2016. Yeah, I have the chart from 2022, so it's fine. I believe these are old charts, perhaps. Old charts. I've got the new charts. That seems all good. Okay, that's fine. Let's see what do we have in terms of Cape Town stuff. Some signage, extended pushback, some centerline lighting, and serviceable. That's all good. And stop bar lights and serviceable. Some charts suspended, so I guess they're doing a large update of some charts there. Toby is fun. I'm about to do the first VATS in flight with the Tupolev F-154. Oh my god, dude, good luck. Good luck, you're definitely more brave than me. Because, I mean, flying the 742 compared to the Tupolev it feels almost like cheating. Cooler, hello, hello, it's 4 AM, so I'm saying hello and good night. Oh boy, Cooler, go get some sleep immediately. We'll catch up later. Have a good rest. Sing Crash Flyer, hello, I'm back from shoveling snow. Dude, that's both cool and not that cool. Anyway, we have an approximate idea of what should we expect. So that's really nice. Let's go into the cockpit. Let's start loading the airplane. We need to open those cargo doors for sure. So let's get inside, I believe. Should I have... let's just get through here. Like that. There we go. Boom. Get inside our beautiful 747. In fact, I think this is the first time I'm actually checking the lower deck. Like, properly. But we're gonna get up here into the very, very nice upper deck, which is, by the way, quite small because this is the 200 version, and we're gonna get into the cockpit. I never did this. This is funny. All right, can I close the door, please? Okay, very good. Scary. This is scary. This is scary. Sync Crash Flyer. Nice 742. Yeah, except for the engineering panel. Good night, Cooler. Have a good rest. Thanks for tuning in. Martin, hey, good to see you. Alright, as always, we're gonna start to do a couple of things. And before we start that, guys, let me tell you something. I didn't like the checklist that was provided with the airplane, nor I did like the crew callouts. So, with the help of Emil and Mono from our Discord, me and Emil created a custom 742 checklist. This was based on the Felis checklist and on an old British Airways 747-200 checklist, mixed up with items that I find important from checklists, from modern checklists of the 737 that can be applied to the 747-200, and from the 320 philosophy, because I really like the 320, and there are things that I think should be useful, and there's definitely more safety and more consideration for things today than it was back then. So yeah, that's how I'm gonna do. So I have my own checklist here. This is custom. In fact, I should put eventually a link with it on the description. So I need to remember. Let me take a note here. So put scenery links and put 742 checklist. So if you guys like this checklist, you will be able to use it. But anyways, this is what we're gonna do here, okay? And the first checklist is the power up and safety checklist. So this is for those who are not very used to coming on to a cold and dark cockpit and checking if everything is fine. So first things first, we check that the parking brake and shocks are on, the radar is off, the flap lever agrees with the indication, landing gear lever is down, windshield wipers are off, because if it's not raining you can scratch the window and windshields are quite expensive. Alright, alternate flap switches are all in the off position, so that looks good. Galley power bus switches are back here, they're all off. Electrical and air-driven hydraulic pumps are right here, so it's all on normal and off. This is as it should. And the fuel jettison panel, finally, we're going to just check it, make sure it's all in the off position, so all good. Once we apply the power on, we will be checking the accumulator pressure. So the accumulator pressure, I'm usually noticing it is a little bit low, so we need to recharge it, and once we recharge it, we're going to cycle the parking brake and switch the pump off. So let's just do that. We're going to come here to the engineering panel, and we're going to engage the battery first. Standby power goes to normal. So we have a battery discharged there, and I'm going to connect external power 1 and 2, and so everybody knows that we are on board. I'm going to put the nav lights to on, no smoking to on, arm the emergency lights, put this thing to nav, put this thing to nav, put this thing to nav, do this, and window heats on. Now checking the accumulator pressure, as you can see it is slightly below. Oh, by the way, sorry, forgot to remove that. So even though I'm going to leave this with the Siva, we're not going to be using it today, okay? So no matter what I would have here, I'm not going to use that, not going to touch that. It's going to be fine. So I'll talk now to the ground personnel and tell them that, hey, I am going to power up the hydraulics for a brief moment to recharge the accumulator. So watch out, and we're going to power the electric hydraulic system. You can see immediately that the needle is going up. When it stops, I'm going to cycle the parking brake, brakes off, brakes on, and I'm going to disengage the pump. Very good. From here, I'm going to do the rest of the flow. So starting with the overhead, I've already put all the align stuff to on, and radio masters on. Do a test here of the stall warning. Test this, this is all fine. Actually, I should have checked from this side. So this is all closed and guarded. Yacht damper. No, that's all good. Auto brake is disarmed. Anti-skid is going to be armed. Body gear steering, I'm going to arm that already. And this is all fine. And ignition is off. Compass is fine. This is good. This is good. Coming out here, can do the test. Test is good. This is all fine. This is all fine. Windshield wipers off. This is all good. All good. Ignition off. All fine. Radio masters on. This is normal. Nacelle anti is off. We did the test. Wing anti is tested. Pitot heats are off. Got the window heat on. Check here the test as well. Test all the lights, make sure that everything lights up. One very funny thing, I got quite scared. The gear indicator is a little bit different, so usually you would expect 3 greens, but you have only 1 green, the other one are for the lights. This is pretty funny. Alright, take this to the bright. We've got nav, logo lights on, storm off, some lighting here as well. I don't know why, but this cockpit is a little bit dark. Coming here from the left side, I'm going to do a test, 100% oxygen, and we've got flow, so that's good. I'll leave that on emergency 100%. That's all checked. This is going to go to 25. I'm going to go flight directives on. Maintain this to radio, panel a little bit brighter. That is all checked. Do a test of the annunciator. Instrument warning is tested there. INS updating. This is all fine. Autopilot is going to be all off. I'm going to do number 1 for the start 3000, and that is fine. Coming down here, this is all good. So far I'm gonna let this on 122.8. Should have scrolled it through the other way around. There we go. Let's leave that on. ADF, VHF. Funnily, the nav frequencies are right here ahead of you, which kind of makes sense because probably will be the most used. Transponder to transponding 2000, and I'm going to leave this on the takeoff. Not going to arm the power just now. Put this to standby, or actually I could just already arm this to EPR. Trims are all good. That's zeroed. That is zeroed. And I'm going to come back to the panel here and see. Tobias, yeah, but I use GPS, you don't, so I'm cheating a little bit. It's all fine. It is all fine. It's a very complex airplane. Even with the GPS, it's difficult to fly. Sync Crash Flyer, oh my god, Vlad, an engineering panel. Yeah, I don't want to think about it too much, to be fair. Alright, APU is off. We're going to do a squib test here. Fire test, fault test, it's all good. This is all looking fantastic. And we have enough oil quantity, that is all good. Some light controls. I perhaps would like some lights here. I don't know why, but it is quite dark. And starting from up here, so this is all off. Normal power, auto. I'm going to put galley chiller to on. Leave this on essential. Normal DC meters. We're going to put this to external power for now. To make sure we look at that. Now, very interesting thing regarding the fuel panel. I have a neat plugin called Auto Fuel Management. You press the button and you don't have to think about it. And that's exactly what I'll do because this is a 3-crew airplane. I don't want to think about all this stuff. I forgot to mention passenger oxygen is on normal and minimum 1500 psi is checked. That is all good. Humidifier off. PAX control normal. Fans, I'm going to put this to on. I'm going to open one of the pack valves here. Bleed valves are going to come on as well. And let that ready. That's on auto, and we need to set the QNH now. Latest QNH here on Johannesburg is 1016, and that will be 1016 about here. That will be roughly 300. That's set. No idea why that is doing that with the with the cabin vertical speed. So fuel is all checked, that is all good. Fuel use is reset, that is all fine. Coming up here, squib test, left and right, that's all checked. Fire test, that's tested, that's very good. Equipment cooling tested, cargo heat test, that's all looking good. And coming back here from the hydraulics, all looking fine. Leading edge overheat test. Very good. Checking all the brakes. Very good. That's tested. Coming down here, body gear steering primary. And that's the vibration. Time is good. Total air temp. Main gens. Doors are open here. This is all good. This is all good. Lamp test. Lamp are looking good. And fantastic. We've completed the checks for all the cabin. So now I can have a seat and I can start loading the plane, which is very good. So let's come back here. I could load this through the load calculator, which is a little bit more, what should I say, detailed. However, let's just do a fast load, why not? So total fuel required, we already talked through it. Total fuel required for us is going to be 37.5. That is already with the 3 tons that we added for the weather. So 37.5, correct? Correct. So let's go scroll that to 37. Can I write that? Oh no, I can't put 37.5 exactly. So I'm going to put 38 then. It's alright. Our payload is at 34.1. So let's go 34.1 hours, 0 fuel weight, gross weight. Gross weight takeoff weight was 248. We're roughly there, so let's do 35. That would be, yeah, 200 kilos within. So, fantastic. CG 26.2. I'm going to write this into the sim. Boom, there we go. So, refueling is now complete. I'm going to put the seatbelt sign to on. and the fuel pumps are already being managed automatically, so that's very good. We just need to check the zero fuel weight, 26.2. Now if I come here to performance calc, I didn't notice this, but you can scroll the flaps here. Always make sure that you click into the right from the sim, You can put all the information here regarding runway headings and so on. Make sure that you got this right, and then flaps, you just press it and it will calculate. Step trim is going to be 3.8 units, so I believe we will have to put the band forward. Yes, we will, so I'm going to put it already there. Hydraulics are not powered up, so I'm going to leave that there. Now, here's what I'm going to do, because I am not so sure about what departure is he going to give me. I would rather first ask for the clearance, and only then I will be doing the rest of the stuff. Oh, we got approach as well. Okay, so let's see, we need ATIS first. Let's do this the old way, right? 1262. Let's do this the old way. 1262. 126.2. Like that, and let's see if I can listen to it.
Scattered.
Fantastic.
Temperature 2.14. QNH 1016. Trend, no significant changes. Zone VMC, arriving runway 03 right, departing runway 03 left. Expect ILS Zulu approach. Notices to air mission SIDS not in use. Stars in use. Report bay number and aircraft registration on initial contact. Taxiway Bravo between Cat I hold and Taxiway Mike closed. Taxiway Alpha between Taxiway Cat I hold and Taxiway India closed. Code F aircraft to depart from Taxiway Juliet East. Advise on initial contact. You have information. Foxtrot.
Okay, there's Foxtrot. So I've got the 03 left is in use.
OR Tampa International Airport 8 is information. Foxtrot 1130 Zulu. When 350 at 12. Visibility 10 kilometers or more. Few clouds at 1500, 1700 scattered. Temperature 2.14. QNH 1016. Trend. No significant changes. E. Arriving runway 03 right. Departing runway 03 left. Expect ILS Zulu approach. Notices to air mission SIDS not in use. Stars in use. Report bay number and aircraft station on initial contact. Taxiway Bravo between Cat I hold and Taxiway Mike closed. Taxiway Alpha between Taxiway Cat I Taxiway India closed. Code F aircraft to depart from Taxiway Juliet East. Advise on initial contact. You have information.
Alright, I think, so we've got Alpha closed, but I didn't understand really between which gates, and the part about from Juliet East, so might get some interesting stuff. SIDs not in use, this is interesting. SIDs not in use, so I'm gonna contact ground now, 121, 1219. And we're going to call for clearance. That sounds about right. And we are on stand Alpha 10. I think this is the first time I actually used this thing properly. Alpha 10 Delta. And they asked for registration as well, so registration for us is going to be Zulu Sierra Alpha Lima. Very nice, man. It's a beautiful looking airplane. That's for sure. That is for sure. Oh look, another South African. Oh my god, I need to take a picture. I mean, 4 of us here. It's beautiful. Screenshot. And another one. It's screenshot time. I just love the way it looks, I must admit. Okay, let's give him a call. Let's give him a call. I just want to make sure that I know how he's called.
Tampa ground, hello.
Tampa ground.
337 on stand Alpha 12, requesting IFA clearance to destination.
Amel.
Foxtrot is on board.
You cunt.
Smoke 337 for route for you, advise him to accept.
What did he say?
Ground, good afternoon again, Springbok 553.
Springbok.
Springbok 553, keep
Springbok.
go
Springbok.
ahead.
Jesus Christ. That's weird to pronunciate.
We'd like to pick up IFR clearance to King Shark, flight level 310 request.
Springbok 553, hello, clearance King Shark, flight level 310 on request after departure, runway 03 left, comply nod, correction, comply via DAC 1 Bravo departure, initial climb flight level 9.
So now he got a departure.
Is 124 decimal 5.
That was weird.
4011.
Springbok 553, clear to King Shark, off runway 03 left, the APTEC 1 Bravo departure, initially flight level 90, approach 124 decimal 5, squawk 4011, Springbok 553.
Springbok 553, correct, support ready.
Got the name.
Summer 288, taxi intersection India 03 left. Taxi intersection India 03 left, Summer 288.
Tampa ground, very good evening. This is Springbok 333 heavy on stand Alpha 10 Delta with information Foxtrot, registration Zulu Sierra Sierra Alpha Lima, Boeing 747-200, non-RNAV equipped, requesting IFA clearance.
Springbok 333, roger, stand by.
And there we go, we got the standby. As usual. As usual. Well, at least we told it directly.
Springbok 337.
Alright. If
337, go ahead.
something goes, 8,000.
337, are you RNAV equipped, sir? Negative, non-RNAV equipped. 337. Roger.
You're gonna get the standby as well. Because I'm pretty sure, I think Emil got the clear. Yeah, he got the clearance, but that's 1000% RNAV airplane. Because that was an airway, GPS waypoint. So, not for us. Not for us, we cannot do that. This is why I told you it is very, very important to let them know. Because they'll be happy to tell you the right thing, so.
Springbok 337, thank you. Close Cape Town with the route that you have filed, level 360 on request. After departure, 03 left, Raggle 3 Alpha departure. Radar 124 decimal 5, squawk 4066.
Man, they have
Destination, Raggle 3 Alpha
a
on the
very
03 left,
interesting
squawk
pronunciation.
4066 after departure, 124 decimal 5, Springbok 337. Springbok 337, correct, we're ready. Springbok Triple 3, clearance Cape Town, level 380 on request. After departure, 03 left, comply the correction, Raggle 3 Alpha departure. Radar 124 decimal 5 and squawk 4073.
We're clear to Cape Town, flight level 380, departure runway 03 left, after departure Raggle 3 Alpha, radar on 124 decimal 5, squawk 4073, Springbok 333 heavy.
Springbok Triple 3, correct. Suffer 288.
Fantastic, man, it is funny, that the accent is different. It is actually different, so 4073. 4073 set. We're gonna put 124. 5.
124 decimal 5, coast line only, set 288. France 995 taxi Delta, right Alpha.
We're gonna do it like this for now, so we can get some silence here. And good. We can start to put in our departure stuff. Excellent. Very good. Very good. Alright, so runway heading is going to be 034, starting with this. 034, this is what we're going to be flying, and then Raggle 3 Alpha, so straight ahead, 5.5 to Johannesburg, 115.2. So perhaps I will put 115.2 here. 115.2 on nav2 to start with. I'm going to put a course of 034 as well, so just so we have a little bit of extra guidance. And from there I'm going to go to 116.9. 169 is going to be outbound 241. 241. Set. Very good. Now I want to launch this with vertical speed plus 1000. I will check if I could do that. Plus 1000. Probably yes. Oh, absolutely. Alright, plus 1000 will be more than enough. Number 2, heading to start with vertical speed. Flight directors are on. Radios are set. Good. I think we might do a departure briefing, perhaps. Perhaps we could do that. But before I do that, let me just give a second. I think it's a good idea to open up here ILS Zulu runway 03. If something goes wrong, I'd love to get the chart here ready. Okay, that's set. I think I need some ground charts, some extra ground charts. We are on Delta. No, sorry, we're on Alpha 10. Apron Alpha. That's set. Okay. Very good. Alright. I think that's good. We've got the clearance. We've got that. Are you ready for the departure briefing? Are you guys up for it? Let's go. Let's go. Departure briefing. Oh crap, I can barely see it. So stand by on that. So we're flying the 747-200 airplane. Very interesting. Non-RNAV equipped, so no GPS, no nothing, just good old VOR, ADFs, ILS, and so on. Flight Springbok 333 from Johannesburg to Cape Town, expecting flight time 1 hour and 53 minutes. The node times are checked. The weather is looking so far so good. However, we are definitely expecting some funny stuff here coming from turbulence, icing, CBs, all this stuff. We're going to get hit with everything basically today here in Africa. So it's going to be cool. Anti-ice, at least on the initial departure, I'm not expecting to use it. However, if we get into any clouds, it possibly will be requiring some anti-ice. Weather radar will be on. Prefer the weather radar now than to use it in map mode, even though we can use it in map mode. Perhaps we could use that for the approach into Cape Town if there will be no significant clouds, because there is some high terrain into Cape Town, so we'll see. Other than that, runway 03 left. So far it's dry, wind 360 at 12 knots, so essentially almost a total headwind for us, which is looking very good. We are on parking number 10. In fact, I could probably do this. If I can put this to IFR and I can zoom in enough, we can just about see ourselves, right? Yeah, look at that, perfect. So what I expect is we're going to probably push back facing towards the south, go here towards Bravo, and holding point, whatever that is. I actually prefer to use these ones. Yeah, holding point Bravo runway 0 through. There's a hotspot 6 here, important, 10-9A for hotspots. Let's check it out. Hotspot 6. Aircraft exercise extreme caution when taxi southbound taxiway Bravo 03 left. This taxiway bends to the east approximately 450 meters. Okay, so essentially not miss out onto Juliet if we want to go to Juliet. That's fine. So that's checked. We will be departing. With flaps 10. As said, this runway heading is going to be roughly 030, and airport elevation is pretty high. In fact, it is 5,500 feet. So I'm going to put 5.6. Runway length, I can put the runway length here. Runway length is 4421. So I'll do 44. And corrected runway 45, require runway 22. So we're totally fine with flaps 10. I'm going to set the speed box, just press on it, and it automatically sets your V1, rotate, flap schedules, and so on. So this is going to go flaps 5, correction, no, that's flaps 10, flaps 5, 180, flaps 1, and flaps up. Very good, and we've got V2 already tuned up as well, because our V2 is 147, it is 147. Fantastic. Trim 4 units will be set in a moment. So that is all checked. We're going to do full EPR mode. I don't know how to calculate D rate here, even though I probably would want to, but there is no way to set it up here. There's just a way to set it up down there, but then we'll have our penalty. So that doesn't count. So we're going to just simply continue onwards. Our departure, we're going to go via the Ragul 3 Alpha. This is going to be page 10-3 Lima, effective from the 16th of June. Very high airport elevation, 5,558 feet. Transition altitude is 8,000 feet. If unable to comply with SIDs or star, notify ATC, we can comply. SIDs and stars must be announced in Operation ATIS, so comply with that. SIDs are applicable to, okay, radar, frequency, okay, so we're gonna change automatically to radar on frequency, provided ATC clearance at 6,500, so on the climb out, we're gonna have to change. Advise radar of level passing first contact from mode Charlie check. Cross boundary at or above 8,000 feet, so we have the boundary here for the control zone of the airport. Have to pass it at or above 8,000 feet, so I'm gonna have to keep climbing as quick as we can. Simultaneous use of parallel runways, 2 left, 2 right, and 2 1 left, 2 1 right. That's fine. General aviation traffic up to 7,500. We have a speed restriction of maximum 250 knots at or below flight level 100, and then we require a minimum climb rating of 4.4% up to CTR boundaries. So this is for us 4.4, as we can see here, for the ground speed. Even if we fly at 200 knots of ground speed, we would need to fly at 891 feet a minute to comply with this. So I absolutely will be complying with this, because on the initial climb out will be totally fine, and then I'll be setting up 1,000 feet a minute to accelerate. Even if we go to 250 knots, 1,114, I'll just drop the nose a little bit, or I'll just be climbing open at 220 knots. Climb to 8,000, further climb under radar control, that is good. And Ragul 3 Alpha, full 03 left, climb on runway track to DME 5.5. Johannesburg, that's 115.2, that's set already on the nav 2, and set the course as well. We've got that on DME 2, and left to 81 degrees track. Now I cannot fly regular tracks, but I'll fly heading to 81, left to intercept Waterkloof, whatever. Radial 241, course 241 to Ragul, then as per flight plan. So 241 is already set, and I can immediately tell you that from there, from Ragul, I will be proceeding directly to Kimberley, which is going to be on 113.2. So that's pretty fine. We will have a little bit of time there to do all that stuff. It's at 50 DME. Ragul will be intercepting this probably along the I would say 20 DME, so we have 30 miles to do that. 8,000 feet initial climb, so all looking good. Radio navs are set. Special consideration, so because this airplane requires some extra workload, we're going to have to do some manual thrust reduction. Alright, so 1,000 feet above, that'll be 6,600. I'll come down here, I'll put continuous, or I'll change this to climb mode on the EPR. First, of course, I would need to trim the airplane down to lower the nose. Power reduction, vertical speed 1,000. Engage the autopilot. 5.5. We're going to do the left-hand turn. That'll be good. All right, abnormals. RTO. So, if we have any problems until 80 knots, we stop. For any problem, any kind of stuff. between 80 knots and V1 only significant, like engine failures, engine fire, wind shear alert, pilot incapacitation, or anything else that will affect the safety of the flight. In that case, I'll call reject, put the thrust to idle, apply maximum reverse, maximum manual braking. We don't have an RTO here, okay? It's very important to remember to manually brake. Stop the aircraft on the runway, set the parking brake, call cabin crew attention at stations, and then advise the TTC and assess the situation. If we fail after V1, we're going to continue initially straight ahead, and MSA here is 7,800 and 8,400 towards the west, so we're going to climb straight ahead on the runway heading, and we will be climbing to at least 7,800, so 8,000. I mean, we have 4 engines, no big deal, I think. And then request vectoring to proceed back to the ILS Zulu of runway 03 right. It's a long runway, we're not overweight, there's no exactly problems with that, so seems all good. Alright, any questions? If no questions, that's the brief complete. Вадим, Влад, привет, с наступившим, хорошего полета. Спасибо большое, с наступившим 2026 годом тоже тебя. Приятно видеть здесь еще тоже русскоговорящих людей. Приятного просмотра. Спасибо большое. Alright, so let me just check a couple of things first. We've got our weights, right? We did the fast load, 248.3. So let me check that 248.3. This is set correctly. The fuel is set correctly, so that's very good. The totalizers are looking good. The fuel used is all reset, and I'm gonna go back to ground.
Bravo to the bay.
And we will be starting the APUs. So APU start. APU is starting, and I'm gonna come here to ground. Close doors, close doors, close doors. We'll leave that on for now. And we're gonna start to do some checklists. Before start checklists, doors. Doors are all closed. Flight control hydraulic powers are off, anti-skid is on. Body gear steering is armed. Auto brake off. Seatbelt sign is on. Window heat is on. Radius, INS, GPS, we've got it on nav, and it's all checked. All looking good. Altimeter and flight instruments. So we've got QNH 1016 set on both sides, and on the standby reading 5,550. Roughly 60 within the limits on the standby as well. And we've got a heading of 9 or 8 on both sides roughly, so it's looking good. Alright, we're gonna wait on that a little bit. Auto throttle is off. It is important because if I engage it now, it would already start moving the throttles forward. Takeoff config is good. Annunciator lights, so we've got all pressure, hydraulic, anti-skid because we have the parking brake set. Yaw damper, of course, and the probe heat, so those are all checked. Start levers are all cut off. And our weather radar is on the standby, so the system is powered up but not working, and we've got the screen on. Passenger oxygen, we checked it, minimum 1,500 psi is good. Galley power is all off. Pack's duct pressure, at this moment we have 1 pack. IPU is running, so let's connect that. I'll do connect, 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 and we're gonna do bleed. And we do have some pressure, so that's very nice. Oh, we might require to do packs off start. Right now I'm gonna keep 1 pack on, so we can cool down a little bit the cabin. All right. Pressurization auto is set. I'm gonna go fly level 380. So 380. I'm just gonna set 6,000 here on the cabin altitude. So that'll be fine. Auto is set. Air-driven pump for the pushback. We're gonna have to put this to auto. So let's go pump 1 auto. Gross weight, totalizer, fuel used. We've got gross weight and fuel used. All is all set and fuel reset. Block fuel pumps are all managed, and the beacon will be coming to on. Start valve, we're gonna arm it, and that's the before start checklist. Start sequence 4, 1, 2, 3. Very good. Oh, look at that. Birds, birds, birds. I see them. Oh my god, look at that. That is actually... that is actually pretty cool. I hope we will not crash into them, but yeah. Anyway, detach the jetway. Remove all this stuff. I see I'm also already pushing back there. Now, we've disconnected the ground power, so let's disconnect that. Remove the shocks. Doors are all closed, so I'm gonna go ahead, plug-ins, better pushback, start pushback.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
I expect we're gonna go here, so leave it there, enter.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Very nice, let's give him a call. Let's give him a call. Temper ground, Springbok 333, stand Alpha 10, request push and start.
Springbok 3, caution, accompany 74 pushing on your left hand side, pushing source approved to the south 1015.
We'll see the company, we'll be pushing back with enough space and clear for push and start, Springbok 333 heavy. Very, very nice. So we've done all of that before start is complete, right? Pushbacker is connecting, right?
Okay, all doors
Yep.
and hatches are closed. Ready to connect. Set parking brake.
Parking brake is set, mate.
Ground, this is Skyflight Heavy Heavy Passenger 3 left at position at the taxiway echo.
Springbok 225 ground to low, you can taxi Echo to Bay Alpha 3, good day.
Yeah, I did all of that.
Echo to Alpha 3 for
There we go.
Skyflight Heavy, good day.
Alright.
7284 requesting push and start.
Very, very nice. Sync crash line ready, Captain.
284 hold position.
Yeah.
Holding position.
Tobias Voigt, I'm back. Was getting clearance to Prague. Cool. How's it going? Belgastel, you're making me add this jet to my list.
Tow connected and bypass been inserted. Release parking brake.
Alright, brakes are released, you clear to push.
Starting pushback. And you may start engines.
And I'm gonna start the...
Stroke 337, the cat 2 point for 03 left, via Bravo.
And we can start engine. So let's do pack off. We've got enough bleed pressure. And starting number 4 first. So ground start. There goes N2. Oh boy, what is that? What is that? Daifuku is a sponsor of the channel for 12 months. Holy cow, that's a year, man. 12 months. Thank you so much for your support. That's 20%. We can introduce the fuel. And sync crash flyer. Oh my god, 17 months. We've got AGT, fuel flow, and one is rising. Oh my god, guys, thank you so much. 1 year and 17 months. That is an incredible amount of time. Thank you. And very good. Engine is stabilizing. Let's start number 1. There's pressure and N2 rotation. Oh look, there's another A330. So how we're looking? Yep, 20%. Introduce the fuel. There goes the EGT. Thank you so much for the support, guys. Not a glider anymore. Yeah. There it goes. Fantastic.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Brake is set, clear to disconnect.
Disconnecting tow.
I'm gonna start
Stand
2. Valve is open. And 2 is rising. Tobias flight. I had to disconnect because the ground is so slippery. I almost entered runway. I wasn't allowed to. Oh. Oof, yeah, icing is not funny. 20% fuel on. Like I said, I'm curious, why are there 3 positions on the start switches?
Are you able to straight pushback?
Suffer 34.
Suffer 34, thank
That is interesting. We've got light up.
Straight pushback 1015.
Straight pushback up to
I have no idea, but the 757 also has it, like a rich position.
Contact your radar, across the runway
Start valve
124,
closed,
next
starting
level
3.
good day.
Valve is open, and 2 is on the rise.
Nose disconnected and bypass bin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye-bye. And there's 20% fuel. Got light up. But that's an interesting thing. In fact, I should check that. So welcome to the private pilot's license, Daifuku. Tazzy, hey! There you go, Tazzy. Rich positions for when Rolls-Royce engines are really cold, -1 below, so it's richer on fuel. Oh, I had no idea. Thank you very much. And that is wonderful. We had a good 4 starts, so let me come on the overhead. Start valve is closed. I'm going to arm the ignition on already. Probe heats are going to come on. Close the flydeck door and stall warning. Well, it's on normal. Why is power off though? Did I miss something? I don't think so. We'll see. Anyway, coming up here, let's do close, 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 close. Right, right. APU. Bleed off. That goes off. Packs on. Gonna go galley power all to on. And I will need. This goes to normal. That's all fine. That's all fine, and I believe that's all fine. Let's set flaps to 1510. Flight controls check. There's full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral, rudder, full left, full right, neutral. We require the stab trim 4 units. So that is checked. Hand signal probably was received. And let's see, after start checklist. Start valve is off. Electrical generators on. No lights. Essential normal. And yeah, that's all good. I'm going to put this on Gen 1. Galley power is on. PAX air conditioning is all set correctly. Aft cargo heat is on. Put it there. Hydraulics, auto and normal. Yeah, that was my mistake. Set. Now ignition flight start. Set. NTI is not required. Probe heat is on. Stabilizer trim for the gray set. No lights. Rudder and aileron trim is 0. We've already checked that. So before start checklist is complete, next will be the taxi checklist. Well, we are unable to go now. Probably. But we'll see. Let's give him a call. Tempe ground, Springbok 333 Happy, request taxi.
Roger, 333 caution, there is a Safra 72 on the right hand side. You can taxi Cat 2 holding point 03 left via Bravo.
Taxi to Cat 2 holding point 103 left via Bravo, Springbok 333. So via Bravo,
Good afternoon, Safra 211 crossing in the 03 left on Lima.
yeah, we are unable to go.
211 Joburg,
Like
over
that.
your bay number.
So runway turn off lights on.
Alpha 10 for 3 or
Brakes
11
released.
12.
Suffer 211 Roger, you can taxi for now, right Alpha, left Foxtrot, hold short of the apron.
Right, Alpha, left Foxtrot and hold short of apron, South 8211.
Let's hold position. And Tampa ground Springbok 333 heavy. We are unable to pass due to the 737. We'll hold position for now.
Springbok 333, roger. If you want, and if it's clear, there's no ground equipment, etc., you can taxi onto the stands, to the stand at the left-hand side.
Copy, then we'll proceed towards the stands and onwards towards Bravo, runway 03 left, Springbok 333, thank you. Alright.
Traffic 211, you can taxi Alpha, left Foxtrot.
Off we go.
Alpha 10.
Alpha, left Foxtrot.
Parking brake
Alpha,
released.
10 to South 8211.
Here comes our adventure. Stands are clear, so we can turn. Cat 2 holding point 1 or Y. Just probably due to not being mistaken. That would be my guess. Alright, let's give it a little bit of a left turn here. It's all clear on the left. Co-pilot will be looking towards the wing there to make sure it's all cool and clear. Pretty sure we're clear now.
724, doesn't taxi.
724, follow the 74 in front, taxi Cat 2, holding point 03 left via Bravo. Via Bravo, India and Alpha.
Taxi Cat 2, holding point 03 left via Bravo, India and Alpha behind the...
And we are back
724.
into the taxi lines. So Bravo is straight ahead, clear left, clear right. Let's do a taxi checklist. Once I reach the straight line here. Whew. So, taxi checklist. Flight controls checked, speed brake is down, flaps 10, green light, altimeters and flight instruments, QNH is 1016 set, no flags, all checked, annunciator lights, no lights, takeoff speeds and bugs. We've got V1 2630 and V2 147 set, bugs are set, EPR mode, takeoff is set, takeoff dry, weather radar, I'm gonna put this to on, normal. Takeoff briefing, so remember straight ahead on runway heading at 6.
Squawk 333, monitor correction, contact Johannesburg radar, costing only 124.5.
124.5, Springbok 333, bye bye, happy new year. Alright, 1245. And at 5.5 left hand turn, so that would be power reduction, acceleration at 5.5 left hand turn to 281, and then onwards. Briefing review, checklist is complete.
Cathay 749, welcome to Johannesburg. Continue taxi right on Yankee Hotel, hold short of holding point hotel, runway 03 left.
I'm missing the holding point though.
Continue right onto Yankee, continue taxi via hotel.
Ah, there he is.
Hold short of 03 left at hotel, Cathay 749.
Approach very good, Springbok 333 heavy is on Bravo, Cat 2 holding point runway 03 left, ready for departure.
Springbok 333, good afternoon, via Juliet, runway 03 left, surface winds 3612 knots. Clear for takeoff.
Via Juliet, line up 03 left and clear for takeoff. Springbok 333 heavy. Alright, so clear for takeoff, let's go lights on. Strobes. That is all set, Transponder will go to TARA. Before takeoff, packs, we're gonna leave them on. Brakes, temps checked. Yep, looking good. Transponder TARA, lights set, cabin notified. And lineup checklist is complete. Just missing the body gear steering. Let's go.
Cat 2 holding point 03 left, 724.
So Juliet would be on the left
284, hold position.
here.
Body position 724.
Clear on the left. Alright, let's see. Final seems clear. Nobody there. Clear on the left.
Holiday 12 Echo 10, left heading 055, clear ILS runway 03 right. Left 055, cleared ILS 03.
You guys are ready? Stalking you guys, Vlad and Emil on that radar. Hope your flights go well. Thank you very much, Tazzy.
Springbok 337, requesting further climb.
Springbok 337, my apologies. Contact South Africa.
So let me remove the yoke. Oh, no, let's watch with the yoke. So we're clear to go.
325, no problem. Springbok 337.
Long runway. Let's start to spool them up. Body gear steering off. Clock on. Take off. EPR. EPR set. And checked. Speed is alive. What the hell was that? Throttle hold. And okay, it's back. Back there, 100. That was weird. I think perhaps I moved the throttles. V1. Rotate. As V2. Positive rate. Gear up.
Portrait of Alpha upon a 102.
V2 plus
Runway 03 left, line up and right.
plus 20, roughly.
Approach, very good afternoon, not flight 100 Delta on the Nipex 1 Bravo arrival.
There's 6.6. Let's drop the nose.
Down to 8,000 and QH 1015, not flight 100 Delta.
Climb.
Holiday 12 Echo, actually disregard.
Command on. Heading. All looking good.
Safi 333, you are identified under radar control passing through altitude 7,300, climb to flight level 150.
Climbing flight level 150, Springbok 333. There's 5.5, left hand turn, 281.
Get 284 circles with 350 10 knots, runway 03 left, clear for takeoff.
555.
Holiday 1 Echo, full establish 03 right, 8
So we complied absolutely with the climb.
Holiday 1 Echo, thank you very much.
Climb 250 set, 281, it's 1,000.
Holiday 1 Echo, thank you.
281 set.
North fly 19 Delta, cancel the start, then left heading
And flaps 5.
Cancel start, left heading 090, North fly 100 Delta.
Forgot to arm the alt select. That's on me. And there's flaps 1 speed. So I need now to change to nav 1 for the intercept.
Cathay 749, you're clear to cross runway 03 left via Tel. On the other side, banking left on Alpha, contact ground 121.9. Bye-bye.
Approaching flaps up speed.
Continue to cross 03 left on Hotel and,
And
left on Alpha.
flaps up, gear off.
9, Cathay 749 heavy.
Outbound, runway turn off, lights off.
1800.
Traffic 284, you identified under radar control passing through altitude 8,000 to climb
Just a
to
little
flight
bit
level
more.
150.
Vertical speed there.
150,
Waiting for the CDI live. And approaching 10,000 as well. So let's speed this up to 280. And past 10,000 feet, lights off, logo off, start switches off.
Springbok 333, contact South Africa 128.325, join flight, bye-bye.
128.325, Springbok 333, bye-bye, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
128.325. Now approaching 280 knots. Waiting to switch that to...
And all stations, just stand by for a controller change.
CDI is alive. Vorlock set. Sync the heading. Indicated mode on. And feel like I'm missing something, perhaps, after takeoff checklist. One, 2, 8, 3, 2, 5.
Starting to Kilo Yankee Victor.
Alright.
Thank you.
And this is South African control. South Africa control. South Africa control, very good evening. Springbok 333 inbound, the Ragu passing flight level 140, climbing 150.
Flight uniform, Lima, search and rescue cancel, thank you, cheers.
That's altitude alert checked.
Springbok 333, level 380.
One flight level 380, Springbok 333. Alright, set 380.
Sapa 260, runway 06, clear to land, surface winds 110 degrees.
Let's do that. Let's do climb again.
Good afternoon, South African Control 784 here, flight level 150. Sapa 284, South African Control, hello, climb flight level 350, route back position Ivari. Climb flight level 350.
Alright, let's see. After takeoff checklist. Gear up and off, no lights, flaps up, no lights. Ignition is off, packs are on. Pressurization, let's see if it's working. You're at 6,000 already, so looking good. I could even add a little bit. Altimeters. Yep, altimeters are definitely missing. 1013, 1013 set, and as well here. Set, and here as well. Set. Alright, 10,000 lights, landing a logo off. Humidifier will be at cruise.
288 flight person heading, decent altitude 4,000 feet.
Indicated airspeed set. We are climbing. Tazzy, no, I prefer to leave it there. I prefer to leave it as it is. Okay, we are transitioning towards the en route phase. That means that I'm going to be focusing now on the next frequencies. Next frequency will be 113.2 on the Kimberley. 113.2. Set, and not catching it up yet. Not catching it up yet. 206. You know what? Let me tell something. South Africa Control, Springbok 333 request.
Got
Request to proceed towards Grasmere, VOR, and then as filed.
Springbok 333, that's approved. Golf Alpha Yankee, Golf Alpha Victor.
Direct Golf Alpha Victor, Springbok 333, heavy, thank you. So 115.5. So why am I doing this, you might ask? For a very special reason, and you will see why in a moment. You will see why in a moment. Let's do Vorlock. So, the reason why I decided to do that is because
288, turn left heading 215, decent altitude 3,000 feet.
I am not having any reception of the following VOR.
553, when ready, descent flight level 160. When ready, down.
And yeah, we're basically just about at the same place. I mean, we're just about over that VOR. So what I'll do is I'll just gonna put the course there. Stand by, I'll explain in a moment. Let me just fly the airplane for a second. Outbound will be outbound 248.
And France 905, no further to see, broadcast 122 decimal, clear.
Like that.
Lufthansa 574, just check your squawk 4040.
So why I did that is because we're not receiving any signal from our VOR, the one that we need. And if you see here, this is where we're coming. We're going to Ragul. Coming from Ragul, there are no airways that go to Kimberley directly. So I was just doing a direct. But how?
288, turn right heading 285.
The distance was too big, it was 200 miles, so we would not get any reception. So that's why I decided to switch to Grasmere VOR, even though we don't have a DME there.
Springbok 553, descent flight level 110.
Switch, yeah, we were very close to the VOR. So why did this happen?
288, turn further right.
That was because coming from Rago, we turned here and we were very close. We probably did this because it was quite sensitive, and then I turned, and I'm going to catch up this 248 outbound radial to go direct to Kimberley, and that will be the best option for us. Yep, that's what I'll do. So Kimberley is 113.2. Let's see. And no reading yet. Almost. What's the outside temp? Total -5, 27.
Wait, was last station Sanford 260?
Let me do a little bit of anti-ice here.
Sanford 260, welcome to King Shark, turn to be Alpha for your bay number.
Ah, there we go, we got the receiver. Fantastic. But now I'll fly a little bit on this heading.
Roger, taxi to the bay via Alpha and Echo Quebec.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Not the best day to be out there flying, but hey, it's cool.
Sanford 288, turn right heading 330.
Let's do Vorlock mode. We'll catch up with the
Sanford 288, turn right 040, cleared Alice approach, runway 06. All stations be advised closing shortly.
okay, we'll lose.
Springbok 190, Nivex 1 Bravo arrival, landing runway 03.
Some quite interesting weather.
And it's information Romeo in range.
Alright, Mach number is starting to grow up quite significantly. We're going to soon have to switch over to Mach climb.
Springbok 190, South African control.
It's pretty cool.
Springbok 190,
Pretty cool breakout.
Nivex 1 Bravo arrival, landing
-33 total,
Romeo in range.
-8. I'm going to leave the NGS for a little bit more.
Nivex 1 Bravo arrival, runway 03 and information Romeo, Springbok 190.
Springbok 346, landing runway, or Nivex 1 Bravo arrival, landing runway 03, information Romeo in range.
Interestingly, we have nothing on the weather radar exactly ahead, so that's pretty okay.
Correction, Springbok 553, descent at flight level 70.
Let's go anti-ice off.
Springbok 337, cutting flight level 36, correction 380. Springbok 327, climb flight level 380.
Lovely. Very lovely. It's quite turbulent, so I'm not going to disable the seatbelt sign for now. Man, what a wing view. What a wing view. The sound though. Is it that different? Yeah, wow. Climbing pretty good. Before I forget, I want to put this at 1,000. And at 7.6 I'll switch this over to Mach number. Come on, almost there. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. There's 7.6, switch to Mach number, and now we'll be climbing a little bit quicker. So that's good. And back towards the clouds. Minus 42 on the temperature. This is actually... yeah. Looking good now. Now our indicator will start to decrease. And that's totally fine. Alright guys, so remember, 17 minutes into the flight, remember that we talked about that I would be starting to give like small 15 minutes theory presentations during the cruise phase.
Springbok 372, Nivex and Bravo arrival, landing runway 03, information Romeo and range.
That will be the this will be the first time we're going to be talking about that, so let me just wait until the airplane reaches
Springbok 553, decent altitude 5,500 feet.
the cruising altitude. We'll start to I'm going to start talking about that. And said that, actually, one thing I completely forgot to do and should have done is that you guys have to vote for the next theme, for next topic that we'll be talking about. So let me check. So let me check this thing.
Welcome back. Sanford 284 after Ivari direct Tango Golf Victor, landing runway 06 and King Shark, information Foxtrot and range.
After Ivari direct Tango Golf Victor, expect runway.
Oops, I had a caps lock on. We have 3,000 to go.
Springbok 190, say your Mach number.
Mach decimal 77, Springbok 190.
Roger, maintain Mach decimal 77.
Maintain Mach 77, Springbok 190.
The Panzer 574, contact approach 119.7, good day.
Just felt like. So.
Marathon, cheers.
Let me do this.
Springbok 346, say your Mach number.
Mach decimal 83, Springbok 347, decimal 6 correction.
Springbok 346, roger, maintain Mach decimal 83 or greater.
Maintain 83 or greater, Springbok 346.
Okay, so I had...
Springbok 190, maintain Mach decimal 80 or greater.
Mach decimal 80 or greater, Springbok 190.
Springbok 346, reduce Mach at decimal 82.
decimal 82, Springbok 346.
I mean, it's minus
Sapphire
53.
288, welcome to King Shark.
It's
Taxi
not
Alpha,
gonna
say your
be
bay number.
iced here.
Sapphire 288,
But we're
welcome
not
to King
exactly
Shark.
climbing
Taxi
now.
Alpha, say your bay number.
There's your choice.
Sapphire 288, roger. Taxi Bay Alpha 8
Alright.
via Alpha and Echo, good day.
Alpha 8 via Alpha 8.
Bye.
Oop, wait. There we go, 1000 to level. Need one more and checked. One more for us would be what else?
South Africa Control, this is South African 3 Heavy. Good day, sir. Inbound X-Log flight level 380.
Springbok 993, South Africa Control, hello, Squawk 7337.
Squawking 7337, South African 993.
Springbok 553, decent altitude.
Yeah, clear of everything. Alright, so created to the poll, you can finally vote for the next topic. That's set, flight level 380.
Springbok 553,
We got there, let's switch to altitude hold. Let's let the airplane accelerate. I'm gonna put this to speed mode, actually doesn't make any difference.
Radar
I'm gonna put
control
climb,
terminates,
correction
cleared by
cruise.
runway 06, report final.
Or you know what, because we are a little bit in a weird situation here, I'm gonna put continuous. And be accelerating to Mach
Sapphire 121, South Africa Control, hello,
0.82.
climb flight level 330, route direct position Ivari.
Route direct position Ivari, climb level 330, Sapphire 121.
It's bumpy. It's bumpy but beautiful outside. Alright, we are 131 miles out, so let's do heading mode.
Sapphire 121, if possible, requesting approximately
1 and course. Let's see, 248 should be right there.
For what?
Almost. Let's do that.
Sapphire 121,
Nav mode?
just confirming, is that out of cockpit?
Affirmative.
Sapphire 121, approve, report back.
Sapphire 121, report went back.
Springbok 993, identified under radar control, cleared inbound flight level 380, Unpom 1 Unpom 1 Alpha arrival, landing runway 03, information, Romeo in range.
Syncrash Flyer, REAP FPS. Is the stream lagging?
3193, we're cleared for 1 Alpha arrival and let's go.
I don't think so. Should be fine. Should be fine.
Sapphire 324, route direct position, Damda.
Route direct, Damda, Sapphire 324.
Do you see the poll to vote? It should be there. Yeah, it's there. Okay, good. Fantastic. Alright, very nice. So that's all set. That is all set. Very nice. And looks like it's pretty good. 120 miles to Kimberley. Out of Kimberley we go on a
Springbok 993, route direct position.
radial 230, course 230, and then next is going to be Victoria West on 113.7, so let's set that up, 113.7, 230 on the course, set, and we are already catching it? No way, 113.7, yeah, looks like so, okay, but for now we'll continue like this. Alright guys, so let's talk a little bit about air, atmosphere, and so on. Alright? So let me just open up here a little bit of not PowerPoint, PDF. A PDF. Let me open Paint, because Paint is like the best whiteboard possible. I'm not going to disable the seatbelt signs. And what I can do though is put the humidifier on.
Waybox 337, continuing out to cockpit for 3 minutes.
Alright, and here's what we're going to be covering today.
Springbok 327.
We will be covering...
Report back, thank you, 337.
Stand by. We'll be covering atmosphere structure, composition of air. We'll be understanding some energy transfer mechanisms, because those are very important. Essentially, our atmosphere is a huge energy machine. It transfers energy from one side to another, and that creates weather, creates winds, creates thunderstorms. All of that is energy transfer, movement, etc., etc. So we're going to be talking about that. We will talk about adiabatic lapse rate. What is that and why is it important to understand that? And we're going to talk about water vapor and latent heat, and why is it so important, even though water vapor takes less than 1% of the composition of our atmosphere. So to start with, basic stuff of air. What is air composed from? 70% is nitrogen, 21% oxygen, essential for our life, you guys know that. And then we have 1%, mostly other gases. Different studies tell different percentages, but it's roughly 1% for carbon dioxide, argon, and other stuff. Importantly, water vapor, dusts, volcanic ash, whatever the crap can there be, it doesn't really go inside of what air is. It can take part, I mean, it can fly in the middle of the air, but air, like clean, proper air, doesn't have water vapor and all that stuff. So this here is not totally correct, but it is cool that it's here because we could talk about it and why it is going to be important later on. So all of this, of course, is located in the atmosphere, and we need to understand that atmosphere has certain layers. You probably learned that in your school. I think, like, even in basic school nowadays we teach stuff like this. So the atmosphere has different layers. Each layer has certain characteristics, and due to that, well, we can study all of this. So there's the troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, ionosphere, thermosphere, all of that stuff. We're not going to talk about all of them because they are not really important. First things first, we're pilots. Pilots need to make things simply. So we're just going to look towards the two layers where we fly, or the ones that actually affect our operation directly or indirectly. In fact, now that I'm looking back, there are some things from the thermosphere that affect some way or somehow our flight, but that's on a later stage. But for now, looking for meteorology and basic concepts, the two most important layers for us are the two closest to the ground, and that is the troposphere and the lower part of the stratosphere. So the troposphere goes to approximately 36,000 feet, and let me tell you, this is not linear. This is a basis, like a model, a very generalized model. We'll talk about it in a second, but roughly the troposphere has a length of 11 kilometers or 36,000 feet. The temperature decreases constantly as we go up to a minus 56.5 until you reach something called the tropopause. The tropopause is like a layer of switching from the troposphere to the stratosphere. On the other hand, the stratosphere, until a certain altitude, is an isothermal or an isothermic layer. Why is that? As you can see here, the blue line stands for the temperature. The temperature doesn't change, and this is very important. It is very important because it will imply that above the tropopause there will be mostly no significant weather, and you will understand why in a second. That would also indicate that our performance is going to be mostly the same in terms of airplane, apart from density. And why all of that happens? Well, inside the stratosphere there's something called the ozone layer. You probably heard about that. You definitely heard about the ozone hole over the Arctic, all that stuff. And the ozone is exactly the culprit of why the temperature is constant there. So you see, we've got oxygen. You saw that back there. Oxygen is 21% of our total composition of the of air in the atmosphere. So for physics and chemical reasons, on the stratosphere, when there is solar radiation coming on, it breaks out oxygen molecules, and if one oxygen molecule will join to, or should I say atom, not exactly molecule, so whatever, let me write this. This is going to be simple. So you've got O2, this is oxygen, right? Ozone is O3. So what happens is essentially there is O2, I'm going to put like O2, it gets with some solar rays, breaks into two O's, and then it joins an O2, and then it becomes ozone. Alright? This thing here generates heat. Funnily enough, breaking off ozone also generates heat. So essentially you get a nice heater due to the ozone layer on the stratosphere, and that's why this layer here is has a constant temperature, at least until a certain altitude. I'd love to get this removed though. Anyway, going onwards, now that we see that on the troposphere our temperature decreases until a certain point, and from there it maintains constant. We know that the average altitude is 36,000 for the tropopause. I can jump into additional parameters. That'll be pressure or density, they're mostly the same, of the atmosphere. And pressure is not something linear, so you would think that going, I don't know, like 1,000 meters or 1,000 feet up into the atmosphere would actually decrease the pressure on a linear scale. That does not happen like this. In fact, 50% of the density or the pressure of our atmosphere sits at roughly, if I've had the 18,000 feet, so this would be like 50%, would be roughly flight level 180. Okay, so implications are performance, density, all that stuff. You can immediately understand how it can affect us. Less dense air, less power, more difficult to fly, higher true airspeed, all of that stuff. So because all of this is was very complex at the time, scientists created something called the International Standard Atmosphere, ISA. And probably you've already heard the term ISA. I'm pretty sure you already heard that somewhat, or ISA deviation, or something like it. So ISA stands exactly for International Standard Atmosphere. And this is exactly like the model that we've been exploring up there. So this is a very generalized, average model of the atmosphere. And this table right here is, I just brought this so you guys can see that all the temperatures based on the altitude are already predefined. So for instance, sea level is always temperature plus 15, QNH 1013, that's why it's called standard as well. A pressure 2992, and this is the pressure ratio, so this would be 100% right here. Okay, as we go up, there will be a roughly 2 degrees per 1,000 feet temperature decrease. If you also see the pressure ratio, so let's see here where the 50% fits. So there's 5249, so it's roughly here. It falls exactly in the middle of 18,000 and 17,000 feet. If you continue upward to 56.5, it will fall towards the 36,000 right here. There's the average, the maximum temperature. This helps in the future. We're not going to do it exactly now, so this is just an idea for you. It's a very, very basic understanding. This does help to make performance calculations, like fuel estimates, to understand what can there be expected, to see if we deviate from ISA, like plus ISA or minus ISA, are we going to have more fuel burn, less fuel burn, more true airspeed, less true airspeed, all of that stuff. So this is a very, very important basis from where we're going to later explore more stuff, for instance altimetry. So that'll be International Standard Atmosphere and ISA deviation. And I mean, what exactly is ISA aviation stands for? So let's say we're sea level, airport at sea level, and instead of temperature plus 15, like it should be on ISA, our outside temperature is plus 20. So that's exactly ISA plus 5. That's exactly what it is.
Welcome back.
Right? Continuing onwards. Reality is quite different most of the times. As I said, that was the basis, an average model. But in reality, what you have here is the tropopause. Because of the temperature differences on the poles, on the equator, because of the Earth's rotation, and because there is a centrifugal force, our atmosphere actually has a slightly not perfect altitude. Man, the ATC is really giving me a hard time concentrating.
Okay, buddy. Springbok 993, we're closing up now, broadcast 122, decimal, good day.
Oh, he's closing, I think. Okay, let's go. Give me 5 minutes.
Bye. Springbok 190, I'll be closing up now, broadcast 122, decimal, good day.
Bye-bye. Springbok 190.
Springbok 346, I'm closing up now, broadcast 122, decimal, good day.
122 decimal 8, Springbok 246, cheers, that's great to see.
Thank you, bye. Chapo 121, I'm closing up now, broadcast load intentions 122, decimal, good day.
127, Roger, on to 2 decimal 8, I'm in Lacan, cheers.
Bye. Chapo 324, I'm closing up now, broadcast 122, decimal, good day.
Over to Unicom 122 decimal 8. Thank you for service.
No problem. Springbok 372, are you here? Springbok 337, I'm closing up now, broadcast 122, decimal 8, good day.
Unicom, thanks, sir, goodbye, 337.
Thank you, bye. Springbok 333, I'm closing up now, broadcast 122, decimal 8, good day.
Over to 122 decimal 8, Springbok 333, happy new year, bye bye.
Happy New Year.
Alright, welcome to silence. We've got 14 miles to turn. Let's actually use this pause to turn towards our next course, which is going to be 230, because we're flying 380. I'm going to start turning at probably 6 miles from the airport. So let's wait until we get towards 7 miles, switch to heading mode, adjust the course, and then start the turn. It's really difficult to concentrate and to talk in an organized way when there's somebody constantly shouting and you are afraid of missing your call. Alright, 230. Let's see if my anticipation pays out. 230 on the heading. I should say 233, that was a little bit of a wind there. I mean, there's the cone of confusion. So perhaps my anticipation wasn't that bad. Maybe. Let's see. I mean, the needle is still moving. I'll open up just a tiny bit. Are within 10 degrees. CDI alive. Yep, it's moving. And I'm just gonna go Warlock. Let our plane capture it. Alright, very good. Oh, by the way, finally got some views. Got some views there. Look at that. That's pretty cool, and it's calm ahead of us, so seatbelt sign can go to off. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, very nice. Okay, let's continue to talk. What were we talking about? So, oh yes, okay. So, what we had there was the ISA model, and it's a model. It really does help with a lot of the stuff, but it's not exactly how it is. And for instance, this is why I brought here. The altitude of the tropopause is different depending on where you are located. And that's mostly due to the ground temperatures. So on the poles, for instance, the tropopause is significantly lower than on the equator, because, you know, poles are quite colder than the equator, and also because the Earth's rotation. So essentially, imagine if you would have a wet ball and would start to rotate that ball, where would all the water end up, right? In the area where the most relative speed is, so that would be the equator. And that's why as well the tropopause is a little bit higher. So actually, like, the entire atmosphere is a little bit higher than on the rest of the planet. And that's why I brought you this. This will have implications. This will have implications that, for instance, clouds that will be growing up closer to the poles will have less vertical extended on the equator. And that's, for instance, if you come to the significant charts of the of any. I mean, we can literally go into SimBrief right now, and we can see, like, if we go to the equator, for instance, cumulonimbus occasional, they go to flight level 410, right? If I go towards the north, for instance, and I'd love to get some CVs somewhere. That's all icing. Probably no CVs at all because there is no... They grow up a lot less. But as you can see, all the icing, all this stuff is significantly lower. This is clear air turbulence. That doesn't count. That's jet streams. Significantly less. But yeah. Oh, there we go. Some CVs here. 340. Look at the difference. 340. The tropical area. And here, close to the equator, they go up to flight level 400. So that does play a significant difference. And here even higher, I think. Yeah, 410. They can go as high as 470 sometimes if it's extremely hot. So, yeah. So there's already a real-world example right here. Also, the temperature affects the way we perceive each pressure layer. So I know we already talked about this a couple of times, but for instance, what 1000 feet of pressure level is at 30 degrees is very different from what it is at 15 degrees and at 0 degrees. And this, of course, will affect our true altitude. Oh, of course, we got a call 128325 again. 128325. Okay, stand by on that. So we are now flying towards Victoria West. Very interesting.
Control 346, good day to you, identified on umbrella control, clear inbound level 390. Inbound to the level Springbok 346. Good day, Springbok 190. 190, hello, identified radar control, cleared inbound level 370. Did you receive your arrival codes from the last controller? Affirmative, Springbok 190, and will to post to maintain Macht decimal 8. Lovely.
South African Control, good evening, Springbok 333, heavy flight level 380.
0233, good day to you, identified under radar control, cleared inbound level 380.
Alright, so we're identified. Okay, continuing onwards, or trying to continue. So that does affect our true altitude as well, kind of like what it happens with the atmosphere itself, but more on this later. So we continue onwards.
Good
Everything, oh my god.
340.
Alright, that's a little bit better. So everything that goes into the atmosphere is live, and it exchanges energy through different ways. One thing that's very important for you to understand, it was a little bit difficult for me to understand as well, is that air is a terrible conductor. And that does have some implications. So because air is a bad conductor, that means that it can, for instance, instead of being all maxed up, it can actually create or exist in terms of different parcels or masses of air. This is very difficult to understand at first because we don't see air, so we perceive it as a mix. But in fact, it's not as linear as that. And to give you an example, I'm pretty sure you all have already experienced this sometime in your life. When you go swimming into a really, really hot day, and you go into the water, when you just go into the lower part where the where the water isn't very deep, the temperature of the water is pretty okay. It can even be warm close to the surface because it really heats up with the sun. But if you dive deep, the water is going to be quite cold, and you will feel that. And if you go there and you start moving your hands and your feet really quickly, so you will start mixing up that water. If you pass by that area in a few seconds, you will really feel the difference between cold, warm again. So it will be starting to move all of that. So that's exactly what happens with air as well. So let's say, for instance, I'm going to do a very basic drawing. Let's say there's a ground here, and you have a very nice forest like this, like here. This is going to be all grassy and stuff. And then, for whatever reason, you have a road here, so an asphalt road, and you are on a very sunny day. So all of this is going to, of course, the sun is going to radiate energy, and that will warm up the ground, and that will warm up the air. So what will happen is that the ground, of course, will not warm up as high as the asphalt. You can feel that if you go on a warm day in a city. It's going to be extremely hot, but if you go to the campsite, it's going to be still hot, but not as much. And because of that, air that is over the asphalt will have a certain property, a little bit different than the air over the grass, for instance. And these two airs will behave as different parcels. Sometimes it's difficult to understand this, but this is kind of like how it happens. Alright? So this very beautiful and nice picture shows you the three basic energy ways of transfer. So the radiation through the solar radiation towards the ground, that will have an effect according to the type of ground. So if it warms up the water, for instance, if it warms up the ground, different types of ground, all of that. You'll have conduction, and then you'll have convection. I think everybody knows what convection stands for. Warm air goes up, cold air goes down. That's about it. Conduction. Air near the surface will essentially have direct effect on its temperature due to the based on the state of the ground temperature. All right. However, there is one extra that most of the people don't know about, and that's called adiabatic heating. And what exactly is adiabatic heating? So you guys know, and we looked at the graph up there, that as we go higher, the pressure decreases, right? And you guys probably know that the higher the pressure, the more temperature we have. For instance, we can think about compressed air. When we compress air, the temperature of that air will go up. The same way it happens the other way around. So, let's say there is this parcel of air, you can see this bubble right here, for whatever reason it starts to go up. As it goes up, the pressure becomes lower. Because the pressure becomes lower, the temperature will start to decrease. This will have a direct implication of something in what's called the latent heat. And the latent heat is something that's related to water. So I'm gonna have to jump into the next section. And guys, please let me know if I'm talking too much, if I'm talking a little bit confusing or whatnot. So why does this have to do with water? We talked about that the percentage of water was very minimal in our atmosphere. We talked about the fact that the pressure decreases as we go up, and that affects the temperature. We talked about the basic mechanisms. However, still, with so little influence, it is still so important. Why is that? So you guys all know, water has 3 physical states. It can be a solid as ice, liquid as water, and gas as a vapor, water vapor, whatever you call it. This is related directly to energy that's being either absorbed or released by the water molecules. So for instance, how do you evaporate water? You heat it up, right? So you will be giving energy to the water molecules. They will absorb, evaporate, and will become a gas. How can you condensate that water vapor? You have to remove that energy. So that's exactly, for instance, why when you take a cold bottle of water or soda or whatever out of the fridge and you put it on your table, air that will have water on it, once it contacts the cold bottle, will absorb that extra energy. And because water will be releasing that extra energy, so-called latent heat, will then condense and become liquid. So why is this so important? It is important because when water is in the atmosphere, it will be releasing this energy, this latent heat, into the parcel of air where it is located. So let's say I'm gonna come here to the paint. I'm gonna remove this, and I'm gonna do a new drawing. So imagine what happens. Here's the nice ground. There's a little lake right here. It is a nice and sunny day again, and the sun is radiating energy all over the place, of course, right? So what this does is it warms up the water on the lake, and this water doesn't even have to be from a proper lake or a water source. It can be simply moisture that's near the ground or whatnot. This starts to evaporate, of course. Alright? So what happens is there is now a parcel of air that's becoming quite humid. It's a warm day, so it goes up. Right? As it goes up, the pressure starts to decrease, right? And once the pressure starts to decrease, this exact same parcel of air starts to expand. Once it starts to expand, what happens to the temperature? The temperature drops, right? The temperature drops, and because the temperature drops, the air no longer has the same energy to hold the water in a gaseous state. So it can no longer hold that many water vapor. So the temperature drops, the water starts to condense. So all of a sudden, you start to get all of this condensation. That can form a cloud. Can start to form a cloud. But here's what I tell you. When the water starts to condense, right, it releases that latent heat into the parcel of air. Are you with me? I think so. So again, this parcel of air continues to go up because its air is still being lifted, so it goes up and even more up. Water continues to condense, continues to release that latent heat. and the cloud grows and grows and grows. And that's how you form clouds. And the clouds can grow depending, of course, on the amount of water, on the adiabatic lapse rate, which I will be explaining in a second what it is, and they will be going up until as much as they can. And what exactly is that limit? That limit will be temperature. As long as the parcel of air has more temperature than the air outside of it, it will climb. It will climb to convection. That's, for instance, how thermals are formed, and glider pilots love them. And it will continue to climb until it hits the tropopause. And why is that? Because you guys remember that above the tropopause the temperature is constant. So there is no longer a temperature difference for convection to happen. And that's why it is important to understand where is the tropopause. If the tropopause is low, you can fly your airplane above the tropopause and be clear of all the clouds. And that would be perfect for you, right? If the tropopause is very high and you cannot fly above it, you will be flying in the weather. Does it make sense? Then, what is the adiabatic lapse rate? That is a weird name, right? Adiabatic lapse rate is essentially the rate of the temperature decrease of the air outside you. So let's say this parcel of air, because it's humid, it will be decreasing its air temperature at 1 degree per 1,000 feet, or like 1.6 degree per 1,000 feet. If the air above it is decreasing its temperature at, I don't know, 2 degrees per 1,000 feet, of course, with every 1,000 feet you go up, the air outside is going to be lower than the air inside of this parcel. So, convection will happen. If, let's say, there will be a day that the adiabatic lapse rate is lower than the parcel of air, so let's say the parcel of air decreases its temperature by 3 degrees, but the adiabatic lapse rate is 2 degrees, this air is going to become quite colder as soon as it climbs. So what will happen? Colder air will start to sink, and that's what is called the stable condition. Alright, so we talked about that. Talked about adiabatic lapse rate. Next, what do we have next? In fact, that's it, I think. Yeah, that's it. That's it for the first topic. I think I'm already talking more than 15 minutes, so that is it. So I hope you understood that. You understood the composition of air, how our atmosphere is consisted, what layers there exist, what are the two most important layers, that is the troposphere, stratosphere, why the stratosphere has a constant temperature at the first stage, or the first part of that, and how does density and pressure change with altitude, what is the international standard atmosphere, what is it based on, what are the basic indications, or the basic values, sea level plus 15, pressure 10, 13 on the QNH, or 29902. You understood that it is not always a linear atmosphere, of course, due to the changes of temperature, due to the Earth rotation. We talked about the effect of the temperature on the pressure layers, as well, and how that can affect our altitude. We talked about the basic energy transfers, radiation, convection, and conduction. We talked about adiabatic heating due to the change of pressure effect and how it affects the temperature of a parcel of air as it goes up or down. We talked about latent heat, water states, how that affects the state of a certain air parcel and how that can create or not create clouds. How can that lead to stable air when the air will sink, or unstable air when the air will go up and up and up and create those huge clouds. And finally, I brought a couple of questions, but first, this is just to make sure that you guys are paying attention, but first I need to understand where are we flying, because you know we're flying this conventionally, and yeah, I need to pay attention. So 178 miles, so we are 8 miles from the next one. So 113.3, by the way, is Southern. Let me check if we do have a DMU reading for that one. No, we don't, but I can do a direct 267. In fact, I could have just turned now. Let's do heading mode. 267 and Vorlock. Off we go. From Southern, we're going to Cape Town 115.7, so that'll be the next.
Johannesburg, with information with
Dynasty 1226 LA, close to Johannesburg, level 380 on request. After departure, runway 06, stop standard.
Okay, so we're flying, and I'm gonna give you a few questions. ML, all clear, thank you very much, and see Crash Flyer, I must say it's quite well researched and presented. Thank you very much. So now guys, I brought you 2 questions. You will have to answer those. And this is for you to understand better. Here's the first question. If the environmental lapse rate is 3 degrees per 1,000 feet, a parcel of air that is saturated, so that means it has the maximum content of water that it can hold, and has an adiabatic lapse rate of 1 degree per 1,000 feet, which conditions will it create? Is it going to be A, stable conditions with calm weather, B, partially stable with low-level clouds, C, unstable with possible storms, D, it will create an inversion? What would you guys say? And if you answer something, tell me why.
Taxi Echo hold, 0 left, and report bay number. Echo Bay 24. Say again the bay? 24.
So everybody's afraid to respond. So let me do a new one here on paint. So let's do one by one. First option states stable weather with stable conditions with calm weather. Why is that wrong? Well, it's very simple. If we have a parcel of air that has a temperature of 1 degree per 1,000 feet, if I draw like, let's do 1,000 feet, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, parcel, let's say they both start at 15 degrees C. So 15 degrees here, 15 degrees here. If they go up 1,000 feet, this one loses 1 degree. So it goes 14 degrees. Then it goes 13 degrees, 12 degrees. This one, 3 degrees per 1,000 feet, so 12, 9, 6. So what you can see here is that this temperature or the parcel, is going to have a significantly higher temperature than the outside air temp, the environment. So this will go up. And Sync Crash Flight just answered, Charlie, because of the mixed air temperature. Exactly, because of this difference. This is why it's going to be unstable with possible storms. It couldn't be stable. It only would be stable if we would have the opposite. Partially stable with low-level clouds. This could be a possibility if, let's say, until a certain altitude, the parcel of air could have gone up, but then its temperature would become either equal or lower than the air outside of it, and then it would stop going there. That would be like a conditionally or partially stable. Charlie is unstable with possible storms. That is absolutely correct. And an inversion is something that we will talk a little bit later. But what essentially an inversion is that, well, we saw that graphic that as you go up, this is going to be altitude, this is going to be temperature. As you go up, your temperature starts to decrease, right? An inversion is something when your temperature as you go up to a certain point actually increases, and only then it will start to decrease. This area right here is called the inversion. This is what happens mostly when there is fog, but we'll talk about that later. Very good, very nice. Okay, then second and final question. Something I actually didn't mention properly, but I think you guys can answer this. What air can hold the most amount of water vapor? Air at -10, air at +15, ISA, air at +35, or air at -28? Ekaterina, hello! Good to see you here.
What's that? 4324. 873.
So I'll let you guys think for a little bit. And Emil, I think they are calling you.
Dynasty 1226 request caution and start up with information. Whiskey.
-10. Sync crash fire. Nope.
Dynasty 1226.
Incorrect. So remember, how do we get water vapor into the air? We give it energy, right?
Holiday 6 kilogauge speed 160.
We give it energy, and
right rather, you are clear to land the wind variable 9 knots.
when we give it energy,
Clear to land 03 right. Holiday 6 kilo, thank you.
it evaporates and it maintains itself. So the more temperature we have, the more water vapor we can have in the air. So for instance, it is very counterintuitive, but imagine you are in the Northern Pole and it's very, very cold. It's icy all around you, it's all full of water, but the outside temperature is -40 or -50. The air, because it is so cold, it can basically almost hold no water at all. And so it is going to be extremely dry. In fact, it could be even more dry than in a desert. Does that make sense to you guys? Just think about this. You go, if you're taking a hot shower, right? You're taking a hot shower, the cold walls, the mirror are all cold surfaces. Your hot and steamy air that's coming from your hot shower as soon as it touches colder air, colder surfaces, it immediately condensates water.
Indicate airspeed is 100, stroke 190.
And because of that, it loses water vapor. So it no longer holds water in a gas state. Does that make sense? So that's why, for instance, we don't require anti-ice on the engines or on the wings when the outside air temperature is below 40, because there can be basically almost no water to be deposited as icing. And that ends the show for today. The talk. I hope you enjoyed this one. Vote for the next team, and I will be bringing it up. Now, however, our main difficulty is that what I'm noticing, we have no DME readings, which is very, very fun. Kind of. Which is weird, because we don't have a DME. We don't have a DME on Sutherland, and we don't have a DME on Cape Town, the VOR. Which is very weird.
Taxi Echo, hold 0 true left, holiday 6 good above.
115 to wait, this is Johannesburg. Let me see, Cape Town approach. Do we have a VOR? Yes, we do have a VOR. 115.7. But it should have a DME. Perhaps it's just not catching up yet. 115.7, 113. We'll be looking. Okay. Anyways, let's start to prepare. We need to prepare. It is important for us to start preparing for the approach. We still have a lot of time. Kind of like, oh, there we go. DME1 is Cape Town. Okay, 198 miles. Fine.
1226 ready to taxi.
Very good. Now from here we're gonna come from Airdus. We do have an 80s there. So expect zone VMC, arrival runway 19, departing runway 19. Stars suspended, aircraft to route to Charlie Tango Victor after get-in, Airdus or Aspic, Charlie Tango Victor. Approach ILS. So that's Cape Town VOR. Okay, good. So we will be vectored to Cape Town VOR, that's perfect. And that's exactly what we want. Let's start looking at charts. Alright, and I need a couple of minutes out of cockpit. Like 2 minutes.
Identified under radar control, cleared inbound level 360 at the Oxford 1 Charlie arrival for runway 0 true right. Access radar control, cleared Oxford 1 Charlie 0 true right, KU 760. KU 760, correct route direct to Oxford, report ready for descent. We'll call you descent route Oxford, KU 760.
And control Springbrook 233, have a request 2 minutes out of cockpit.
333, if you can get ahead to your colleague as well, that'll be fine. Approved, report back.
We'll give him a message and we'll report back, Springbrook 333. Alright guys, give me 2 minutes, I'll be right back.
Springbrook 1900 right, you clear to land.
Right, clear to land, Springbrook 190.
Springbrook 993, taxi Echo, hold 0 true left. Echo, holding 03 left. Springbrook 993. And now holiday 6 Kilo Golf, cross 0 true left and report your bay number.
Cross 0 true left, and we don't have any SR stand for us, 6 Kilo Golf.
Holiday 6 Kilo Golf, thank you. Taxi right on Alpha to hold short Delta. On the other side, ground 121.9.
Right on Alpha, hold short Delta, holiday 6 Kilo Golf.
Just confirm ground 121.9. And then ground 121.9, holiday 62, thank you very much.
Dynasty 126, ready to departure.
Radio check 128325.
Throw 327, got you 5, break Dynasty 122.606, your cliff takeoff, the surface wind is 110 degrees at 6 knots.
Roger, runway 6, clear to take off, Dynasty 126.
Throw 327, hello. Just a quick question for you, what's your current RNAV capability?
Enough capability for us, Springbok 337.
Roger, if I give you a direct to an RNAV fix, would you be able to do it?
From direct to Airbus 337.
Negative, there'll be another fix which is closed, so if I was to give you that, would you be able to do the fix?
Affirmative, Springbok 337.
327, thank you, route 6, November Echo Sierra India Kilo.
Blue direct to Nest 6, Springbok 337.
Okay, I'm back. I am back. South Africa Control, Springbok 333 is back in the cockpit.
323, hello to you, welcome back. Route direct now to Nesik, November Echo Sierra India Kilo.
And we are enabled, we are non-RNAV equipped for Springbok 333.
323, okay, in that case, Roger, continue direct to LS, you can expect vectors after LS19.
Copy, expecting vector LS19er, and if it does help you, we can proceed direct to Cape Town VOR.
I'll try and get you more straight in there, Cape Town, so I'll see what I can do for you.
Alright, so far continuing. Springbok 333 heavy. Alright, very good. So guys, we're back. German flight simulator, can you explain how you can see on charts whether or not a VOR does have a DME, on how to see what range you will receive DME? Because some has small range only, some has large range. I don't know about the range, that's a very good question. And because I don't think the range should be affected. I know that it's limited to maximum number of airplanes, but so far right now in the sim I don't think it's gonna be simulated like that. If it has DME or not, like the VOR icon, let me show you. The VOR icon has, so let me show you properly.
Dynasty 1326, now airborne, now passing 2,600 feet, and
the DME drawing is like this paint, please. So this means a VOR. Okay, if it's only like this, it means only VOR. This here is gonna be only DME. If it's gonna be like this, it's VOR DME. You can see here that it goes the square and it has the VOR. So it's like that, for instance, which station were we looking at? Sutherland. Here it only has the VOR, as you can see. So that's how you can understand. So I hope you got that. Alright guys, so let's go. Auto brake minimum, probably, or let's go medium. Medium, I'm gonna do landing performance from sim. We want runway 19er. So runway heading is 19er. The runway length is 3,200. We're gonna go auto brake medium. So far our V speeds are 139 VAP, so that sounds good. I'm gonna set the speed bugs already, so I don't forget it, just for the sake of it. So it's already set. Minimus, we comply with the climb gradient, so 350 will be set. I'm not gonna set on this here, but I'm gonna put here 350. Two things here, like that. There we go. Okay, right now we're still proceeding inbound Sutherland. From Sutherland we have 93 miles to Airdus and then 44 to Cape Town, so we should be okay. Let's calculate very quickly our...
337, leave Airdus heading 270.
Leaf Airdus and heading 270, Springbok 337.
So you already got a heading.
Romeo Juliet, just confirm your flight level 9 and 5, mode Charlie indicating flight level 83.
333, we're flying on 1333, right? Yes, we are. Okay. So you should be passing
Roger,
it.
confirm you're still on the climb, or?
We're still on the climb, Foster Romeo Juliet.
Okay, roger.
So I'm just looking, I'm gonna soon be approaching the station. Okay, so we are at 380. I want to be at Airdus at... we need the approach there. Airdus 1 Bravo. So at air maximum for level 14, minimum, that's the holding. So let's say at Airdus I want to be at 10,000. So 10,000, that will be 38 minus 10, 28, 28 times 3 will be 80, 86, 86, so 86. 86, I'm going to add at least 15 miles because this airplane does fly quite a lot. Or maybe just 10, let's add 10. That'll be 96 miles, so 96 miles from Airdus we should start the descent. Airdus is located at 44, so 96 plus 44 is going to be 140 from Cape Town, so we actually should start the descent now. $256. So let's start descent. And Africa Center, Springbok 223 Heavy request descent.
Springbok 323, descent to flight level 200.
Descending to flight level 200, Springbok 333. So let's do that. Let's do alt selection. Let's set landing altitude. We'll keep it that way for a second. Alright, Vorlock. And descent checklist very, very quick. Humidifier off. Pressurization, landing altitude. Okay, let's set it basically sea level. So, like that. Annunciator lights, no lights. Other brakes, mediums. Belt sign on. Landing data, we've got flaps 30, V-speed set. We're looking for a VRF of 139. Speeds and bugs, well, was set. Approach briefing not complete. We'll be looking for that in a second. Let's go vertical speed. And let's get down. We are on speed mode. Yes, we are. Descent checklist is complete. Alright. Continuing onwards. So I've calculated that. We are in the descent. We are established now. And we have about 60 miles to go. Good. So 140, we're on it. XChat 12, very informative and well organized. Vlad, thank you. Looking forward to replaying when I can take notes. Awesome. Glad you're learning. Tazzy, I'm currently dealing with Spanish control. They speak so fast. Good luck. Good luck with that. Alright, we need to do our arrival briefing extremely quickly. So we are on nav2 right now, on 15.7, that's correct, and frequencies will be to come. So let's start our arrival briefing real fast. You guys are ready for it? Let's go. So far the status of the airplane is all good. It seems all fine. The weather in Cape Town is pretty good. We've got the latest ATIS. Latest ATIS is information Victor. VMC arrival running 19, departure 19. Stars aircraft to route to CTV after getting Airdus or Aspix, so we will be vectored to the ILS. So we'll be watching that out. Transition level 090, so this is important. Wind 190 at 22 knots, visibility above 10, few clouds 4,000, temperature 270.15, QNH 1018, no significant change. ITS information Victor. So for me to not forget, I'm going to put here 1008 already on the standby, and I will be set. Anti-action not be required, weather radar will be on. In fact, because there is not a lot of weather, I could put this to terrain or map mode, so we have a scan of the terrain ahead of us. But to be fair, I don't think we'll need it, so I'll actually just keep it on normal. Top of descent, we're already on it. Our arrival is a little bit weird this time, but we are proceeding direct to Erdes. We are already on the well, we are not exactly there exactly now, but we are proceeding from Saddleland right now direct to Erdes. So we are somewhere along here. I can even put the airplane so you can see. There we are. As you can see, perfect. Go away. Go away. Thank you. From Erdes, this is going to be page 10-2 Echo, so let's just plan for some reason. As we pass Erdes, we're going to intercept the radial 065. This is course 245 inbound Cape Town 115.7 already set, and the ME is reading out. Are looking good. We will be descending, passing flight level 100 Erdes as I am planning. Max 250 knots by 30 DME, then maximum 210 by 11 DME. Right hand turn to 010 and then vector towards the ILS. Airport elevation 151, speed limit points, as we briefed already. Minimum now routings, SIDs, all that stuff going to be vectored, so no big deal. So we're just going to skip that. From there, we jump to page 11.2. Cat, Charlie, and Delta ILS Zulu running 19er. Frequency 109.1. Final approach course 191. And platform altitude 3000 mandatory for the ILS capture. Important stuff. MSA, we've got 9,000 towards the eastern quadrant, and even though it's quite a lot of water towards the western quadrant, 6,100, there is some significant terrain all around the field, so we'll be paying attention to that. Anyways, expecting vectors, remember about the terrain, remember about the speed. This airplane does like to glide a lot, so will be watching the speed of the airplane because of that. And yeah, frequencies are set. This is a 3.2 degrees ILS, so slightly more than that. We'll comply with the missed approach climb gradient 2.8%, so 350 is already pre-selected on our altimeter, and that's what we'll do. In case we go missed, climb to 4,500, track, runway heading to 4.5 CTV. CTV is Cape Town VOR, so we're going to have to maintain Cape Town VOR on the secondary. Then turn left direct to VOR and enter hold or is direct. So from here it's a direct entry. Very good. Transition level 90, procedure turn max to 50, 4 DME required. We comply with all of that, so it is looking perfect. Configure distance is checked, auto brake is good. Exited taxi once we land. I expect we're going to vacate via either Charlie. Yeah, probably Charlie should be good. So if we vacate via Charlie, Charlie 1 towards the ramp, any stand of choice, Bravo 1 into the apron. Sounds good to me. Flaps full, auto brake low, speed 139, no abnormals, no special considerations. Fuel is looking okay. We have 20.9. Our diversion fuel was 14.2, 14.3, so that's pretty good. There's altitude. And we're going to be leveling off for a moment. So that's the brief complete, guys. That's the brief complete. We can continue the flight now. Altitude selection. We're doing good. That's checked. That's looking good. German flight simmer. Perfect, thanks. You're welcome. Is that Bing or Google Maps you're using? In fact, I'm using Arc because Bing was not amazing. Bing was not amazing. But Arc, pretty good. Pretty good, in fact. Not amazing, but pretty good. I must say, amazing terrain. Right, we have flight level 200. Let's see. We wanted to be at 44 at 10. So we've got 10 to go. So that will be 10 times 330 plus 10. That will be 40-ish. So that's mostly, yeah. So we are basically almost on the profile. Africa Center, Springbok 333 Heavy, request descent.
Springbok 333, descent to flight level 19, yes sir.
Descent to flight 190, Springbok 333 Heavy.
Springbok 337, descent altitude 3,000 feet, connect 1007.
Alright, 9,000 is set, altitude selection is already there, let's do vertical speed. Our true airspeed now is... keep forgetting what is the true airspeed, but let's put minus 2,000. Ah, there we go. 358, so 358 minus 1,700. It's 250 on the speed. And off we go. Emil, yeah, I'm screwing it up right now. I was listening, but I was really busy with the nav and arrival. Okay. Sounds good. Tazzy, looking forward to seeing you do this. I've done Damascus and Tehran VOR circle to land it. It's awesome in the 747. Oh, I can imagine. However, I believe today we're going to be simply vectored. So, it's going to be pretty straightforward. German Flight Simmer, thanks. Is that the paid version or free? It's the free version. Free version and works pretty well. Let's go minus 2,000 there.
Foxtrot Nigeria, just confirm maintaining 8,000 feet, mode Charlie indicating 8,400.
So far, so good. Ah, beautiful sight. Absolutely beautiful.
Whiskey Zulu, there's no reported traffic for your routes. Broadcast 122-8, enjoy the landing.
Sing Crash Fire. Kaitak when? You know what? I was literally thinking about that today on the morning. So it might come. It might come soon. I think that's ocean right there. It's looking pretty impressive, this terrain, I must admit. And you know what, let's do 1008 here. And that is 2977, so 2977.
337 and disregard. Springbok 333 lever, that's heading 270.
I'll leave Erdes having 230, Springbok 333.
Springbok 333 just confirm that, heading 270.
270, correction, 270, Springbok 333 Heavy. Alright, so I'll be at 44 miles. To be fair, I'm kind of worried that we can lose signal. So let me go heading. Let me go nav 1. So Erdes, it was at
372, leave Vectop heading 070.
245. Yeah, we're looking good. 245.
Leave Vectop heading 070, Springbok 372.
And we will want a heading of 270. Sounds good to me.
Springbok 337, turn left heading 220, cleared RLS 19. Flight heading 220, cleared RLS 19.
Alright, before I forget, I'm gonna put this to go around mode. Because it's not going to make any difference right now for us. We don't have a speed restriction below by level 100, so I will keep on going with the speed. Out selection speed looking good. Almost, and look at that, looking beautifully. We're intercepting at 44 miles. Fantastic. 328. Yes, in Crash Fire, I'm thinking about it. Alright, we have 1,000 to go. Let's do like that. Correction, it was not 1,000 to go, but still. 1 mile to go, perfect.
Robert 317, descend to 8,000, you cleared the ILS territory, right?
Descent 8,000, cleared on a territory by Springbok 317.
44, let's go heading to 7.
H1015.
Heading is set.
1015 for the QNH, appreciate it, Springbok 317.
Alright, so let's go 115.7 on this one. So we'll use this as nav 2 for reference. We're going to put up the ILS Zulu 109.
All stations RFK now closing, continue with an advisory 1228, bye-bye.
Oh. Over to 1228, bye-bye. Well, that was a little bit uncool. So let's fly to the approach then. Let's fly the approach. We are past 10,000. Lights on. Ignition on. Or actually, wait, ignition goes after. Logo lights on. Alright, 1228. That's checked. So we continue onwards from Erdos. Max to 50. At 30 it's Charlie Tango Victor, and can descend to 4,100 on a 25. Okay, as we pass 25. Sounds good to me. I am on number 2. Let's do Vorlock, nav. 245, and we're gonna go 109.10. ILS Zulu for course 191. Okay, off we go. That looks good. And altitude hold, let's do 4,500. So a very quick, very quick remark here. I'm going to maintain 4,500 because that's the initial approach altitude according to the ILS chart. So that will give me a little bit of playtime. Alright, 32, let's do 31. Yeah, I was not expecting this to be changed this quickly. Totally fine though. Totally fine. Before will I have time? Landing, record this. Speed's 138, speed bug set. Good. Alright, let's go. Vertical speed minus 1,000. Let's do 210 on the speed. And at 11 miles, I'm going to have to turn towards the right. Past transition level, let's go QNH 1008. That's set. 10,000 feet approach checklist, lights, landing lights, and logo on. Altimeter's QNH is set 1008 and cross-checked. Approach checklist is complete. I do believe we have tower. Yeah, we do 118.1. So let's pre-select that 118.1. Slowly descending on idle. As you can see here, guys, this is what I was telling you about. When you start to slow down, the lower you go. Look at that, minus 1,000. It's basically not decelerating at all. So we are within 25 miles of MSA range, so I can keep the 4,500. It'll be a safe altitude. We do need the speed though, so let's decrease the vertical speed a tiny bit because we have 10 miles. I mean, I think actually we might be okay, so let's keep the minus 1,000. Alright, and let's go Cape Town traffic, Springbok 333 is right now flying the Airbus 1 Bravo arrival. Runway 19 is going to be self-vectoring for the ILS Zulu 19. Cape Town traffic. Alright, 10 miles to go. Speed is 10 knots within, so looking good. Perfectly fine. We should be able to see the airport ahead of us. I don't see it, but it's somewhere along there probably. Yeah, it's fine. We're looking in terms of fuel. Fuel, we have 19.9. We need 14.3. So 14.3 diversion fuel. We're looking perfect. Perfect. We're reaching the speed. Might even decrease a little bit more the vertical speed. So we can take a little bit of extra time. Minimums are set, frequencies are set. Or I could have done the base turn as well. Yeah, I could do the base turn. In order, instead of just self-vectoring. Or I mean, I could self-vector. I have the DME distance, so it's actually fine. Okay, looking good. So I will be turning towards the heading of 010. We switch that over to 010 already. That's almost 1,000 to level. We are maintaining the 210. Even have a little bit of power already. So that's wonderful. Past 12. Man, beautiful sight this. I don't know why we haven't flown in Africa sooner. That's checked. And there is 11 miles, heading mode. Altitude selection. Let's go number 1. We have DME. No DME, but glide slope and localizer. Okay, altitude. Approaching altitude capture. Alright, and I will be going until I reach 14 DME, roughly. Or I can join the 13.9 arc. I could do that. I could do that. Let's do that. Let's join the 13.9 DME arc. So ground speed right now is 242, so 2.4% of anticipation. So that'll be roughly 11 something. We've got DME 1 as well. And let's turn inbound. It's a little bit early. Or maybe not. Yeah, a tiny bit early. 39. That was quite early, what? Let's do altitude hold, 3,000 for the next one. Let's go flaps 1. We already reached flaps 1 speed. Alright, 16 divided by roughly 15 is 4. 4 times 2. Let's decrease some speed. Let's go for flaps 5. 4 times 2 is 8. 198 plus this. Let's turn towards the ILS. Number 1. Let's go altitude selection, vertical speed. Minus 1,000. Oh, we are actually on the glide path perfectly. Excellent. Let's go 180 on the speed. Let's go ILS. Beautiful, look at that interception. Cape Town traffic, Springbok 333 Heavies on the ILS, runway 19er, established on 12 mile final. Flaps 15. Alright, elevation of the airport was 151, so at 2,150 to 150. We're gonna be decelerating for the final. Missed approach. Missed approach 4,500. That was beautiful. 4,500 feet set. Nav, glide slow speed, go around, set. Courses are set in case we go missed. We will be holding on the... We will be holding on the VOR, and that will be a different one. That will be 010. Zero one zero. 010 is set. Alright, let me go flaps 20. Bit of extra deceleration there. And let's go a little bit early, gear down. Speed brake arms, lights on. And ignition is on. The V speed 38. Flaps 25. And flaps full. Landing checklist. Ignition. Flight start is set. Missed approach. So straight ahead. 4,500 feet set. At 4.5 left hand turn. Join holding. Reviewed. Speed brake is armed. Gear. Green light. Flaps 30. Green light. EPR mode. Go around is set. Cabin is secure. Landing checklist is complete. Perfect. And Cape Town traffic. Springbok 333 is on short final, runway 19er. Cape Town. Fantastic, look at that guys, we made it. Made it beautifully stabilized just as we are approaching 1,000. Just as we are approaching 1,000. Just synchronize there my throttles. About 60%. Let's go autopilot off. That's checked. Oh yeah, tower. Cape Town Tower, hello, Springbok 333 Heavy on final runway 19er.
Springbok 333 Cape Town Tower, hello, runway 19, subsequent 180 degrees, 21 knots, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 19er, Springbok 333 Heavy. Alright, there we go. Autopilot off, auto throttle off. Let's land this guy. X-Jet, thank you so much. Yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, a bit of wind, a bit of ballooning there. Don't overdo it. It's funny that the minimal power adjustments already make such a big difference. And I see Emil parked there. Well done. And minimums continue.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Speed brakes are up. Reverse is green. Welcome to Cape Town. There's 60 knots, manual braking. Stop the chrono. Start the clock. Arm, body, gear, steering. And I believe this is going to be Charlie. Charlie 1. Indeed. Weather radar to stand by. Woohoo! We made it! We made it, guys. Holy cow. Alright. Flaps up, speed brakes up, lights set. Let's do flight directors off for a reset. Set the trim to 7 degrees. Set.
Mark 322, welcome to Cape Town for the aircraft registration name and date number.
Aircraft registration is Zulu Sierra, Sierra Alpha Lima, and stand of choice Springbrook 333. Clear left.
Mark 322, roger taxi Charlie Bravo, Bay of choice, good afternoon.
Charlie Bravo and Juliet, good afternoon. Springbrook 333. Alright, very good. Charlie Bravo Juliet. A little bit of juice here. I'm parked near Emil, why not? Why do I feel like we aren't supposed to be taxiing here, or this truck here is not supposed to be there? Anyway, manual outflow valves open, APU start. And that flag there. Okay, we're not gonna break it. Alright, this goes off, strobes off, and probes off. Cargo heat. I always miss the cargo heat, come on. Off. Galley. Control. That's the chiller. Galley power off. After landing checklist. Body gear steering. Armed. Auto brake. Off. Ignition. Off. Anti-ice. Off. Trim. 7 units. Transponder. Transponding. Weather radar. Standby. And we can disengage this. In fact, we can just switch it off. APU started. Galley power off. Pressurization manual outflow open set. Aft cargo heat off. After landing checklist is complete. beautiful. It was a bit off center line, but that was cool. Minus 57 FPM on my Antezi. Well done. Well done. No idea how much did I have. I think landing rates are overrated. German flight simulator, do you understand why they need aircraft registration? I don't get it, as if the controller would then know what aircraft you are in. Well, with the registration he can actually get the aircraft which you are flying, so it's not totally wrong. I would say maybe that was due to just oh man, what a beautiful sight. I need to take a screenshot through the wing view like that. Yeah, boom. Okay, Alpha 6. I want to go to Alpha 6. Runway turn off, lights off. That's Alpha 6. See if I do a good job parking this beast. Overshot a little bit, I think. Just a tiny bit. Nah, the important is not grazing. The important is landing safe. Screw the graze as long as you're safe. 742 on the gate identified. Nah, that was too much. Am I gonna hit it? I will hit it. Okay, no, I won't. It looks really like I'm gonna hit it. Alright, parking brake is set. We've got more than 3 minutes on there. APU is coming on. APU bleed is coming on. I'm going to close these packs. And we can cut off the engines. So 4, 1, 2, 3. I was expecting a bit of a noise. Seatbelt signs off, and I can disengage the window heat even. So that's all set. Let's see, transponder. Let's do standby. 2000. Check this. Pumps off, 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 and off. APU is on. That is all checked. We just need the ground equipment, right? Yeah, I think so. Attach the jetway. Let's go ground. Chocks, connect GPU. Cargo doors. One left. And I believe I could do just this, off, off. I think that's it, right? I think that's it. Let's see, parking checklist, parking brake, pressure and chocks is set, probe heat off, lights, I've got nav and beacon off. Oh yeah, I forgot to set the beacon, that's why it didn't disconnect. APU ground powers connect, APU off, air driven pumps are off, fuel panel, can do inactive management. Disengage the boost pumps, and we've landed with 17.9, so with more than enough on it. Parking brake, parking checklist is complete. Whew, very nice. Let's just put this, and this. Oh, why did the jetway disconnect? Very nice. Proper, very nice. Like, proper, very nice. I might redo the thumbnail with this picture. This looks really cool. Now look at this, double jetway connected. Oh, in fact, I should have opened both doors. There we go. Into South Africa, finally. I think this is actually my absolutely first time flying into South Africa, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed the cruise segment with the theory about the basic stuff of the air. Let me see how did the poll results went. Man, I just love this picture. Wait, like this picture right here is perfect, like that. Bang. So, poll results. Let me see. Winds and global circulation. You guys are a fan of meteorology. So, winds and global circulation. Very nice. I've said that. I've said that. Guys, thank you very much for being here. I hope you enjoyed that one. Not sure if you want to see the replay. I think the replay kind of breaks the airplane, but if you really want to see the replay, I can show you the replay. Anyway, thank you, Emil, for flying. There's somebody who spawned there. Let's see if it's a 747. No, it's a 777. It's a 777. Not too bad as well. Not too bad. So, yeah. German Flight Simmer, lovely stream, great flight, amazing explanation, enjoyed it very much. Thanks for the stream, have a nice Sunday. Thank you so much, dude. Syncrash Fire, nice one, thanks. You're welcome, glad you liked it. XChat12, well done. I learned more from your streams than from any others in both YouTube and Twitch. You're a great teacher. Thank you so much. That's what I try to do. I try to make a difference by making these small videos. And also, I don't know, but it's just sad to be flying these flights alone. So it's awesome to have you guys here, to have the ability to chat. You guys give me challenges. You guys make me push myself and go forward. Anyways, I think it's time to go now. Thank you very, very much for watching. Emil, thank you for flying with me. Thank you to all the air traffic controllers that were today online as well. That was really cool. And to you guys, I wish you an excellent next week. And we'll see you either Friday or Monday. I don't think I'll be able to stream on the weekend, but we'll see what's what. Thank you very much, guys. You're awesome. Love you all. Bye-bye.